Thank you. Thank you, media. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I shall make a few announcements. At 10 o'clock on the dot, the State House press will be going live, so I'd like to reduce movement, especially around the front areas. So 10 o'clock on the dot, State House press will be going live. So again, I'd like to request we reduce movement, especially around the front areas. Now, if you're here, you're here. If you're not here, you're not here. There will be no need keeping seats for friends. There's enough seats to accommodate all of us. The idea of keeping bags and books on seats for friends or so that people do not sit so close to you, it's not welcomed here. So I'd like to appeal. We assume any seat that is empty, regardless of what is on top of it. So please, if you have your bags, your books, other items on the seats, kindly remove them and then hold them. Thank you very much. And then, for the order of program, the barcode will be displayed on screen. You can scan through your phone to get soft copies of the brochure for this event. Again, barcode will be displayed on the screen. Feel free to scan through for the order of program. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to beg the attention of those standing by the rear left of the hall, my left. If you're not a protocol member, please, you're kindly advised to use your seat and nicely. We do not want a situation where we have too many persons clustered around that area. If you're not a protocol member and protocol for this event, I'd like to please appeal that you use your seat nicely. The persons around that area is just too much. Again, if you're coming in, you're welcome. Make do of any empty seats you can find around, except for where has been designed for VIPs. Thank you very much. Even as we exit that area, except for protocol members, I'd like to very nicely request we use our seats. Thank you very much.
Check 2.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, again, I shall personally convey our deepest apologies, starting slight behind schedule. We just allow us a 5 minutes breather and then we will start. Again, I'd like to welcome all of you. Some persons traveled from very far places, some of us from just a stone throw, but most importantly, you're here for this national convergence. One more time, I'd like to welcome all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll allow a few minutes, not more than 5, so we can start.
And driving economic growth. Call to action. This convergence is a movement, a call to action that every individual here today is to play a part in shaping the future of not just the South-South region alone, but Nigeria at large. To our investors and business leaders, this is your moment to recognize the South-South as a hub of untapped potentials. Partner with us to unlock opportunities that benefit not just this region or the entire nation, but the whole of Africa and the world at large. To our leaders and policy makers, let us use this platform to forge policies that drive inclusive growth, sustainable development, and regional cooperation. To the women and youths, you are the change makers. Your voices, innovation, and determination are crucial to transforming our communities. To our development partners and international stakeholders, your continued support and collaboration are vital to achieving our shared goals here today. A vision of unity and progress. As we gather here today, let us remember that the South-South's progress is Nigeria's progress. Our strength lies in our diversity. Our potential is our people. And our success is our unity. Together, let us amplify the renewed hope agenda, ensuring that every Nigerian feels the impact of our collective efforts. My closing remarks here today. In conclusion, don't forget to stop by at the South-South Market Square, because today is South-South Market Day. See and enjoy everything South-South. Let me reiterate that the road to South-South is a journey that embraces our shared responsibility to build a peaceful, prosperous, and united Nigeria. I thank you all for your unwavering dedication to this cause. God bless the South-South. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. See you at the next Road to South-South event. Thank you.
Thank you. Indeed, she has spoken like an Amazon of the South-South. Let's give her a round of applause. Honestly, she deserves a better round of applause. One more time, let's celebrate the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Community Engagement, South-South. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, media, please. A few recognitions before I shall refer you to the screen for a very brief video, about 5-7 minutes, highlighting some of the activities of this very great office. Ladies and gentlemen, with us on the platform is the representative of the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ako Abba. I welcome you. And also with us, I'd like to welcome Abba Abubakar Aliyu, MD CEO, Rural Electrification Agency. I welcome you. This morning, I shall not be walking alone. I have a very refined gentleman who will co-anchor with me. Allow me, therefore, to request, as he comes up to take a few items, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my friend and my brother, Abdul Kadir Suleiman. Let's please put our hands together for him. I welcome you.
Good morning, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdul Kadir Suleiman, and I'll be co-anchoring your event here named Road to South-South. My Royal Highnesses, good morning. Before I go for the video, I would love to introduce the Executive Secretary of NALDA in person of Cornelius Olusegun Adebayo. You're welcome, sir. And also the representative of the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Ms. Zara Jambalang. You're welcome also. Please, can we go to the video, please?
Give 1 naira and everybody go buy 2 cups of rice, it will finish. This one our time for proper empowerment. Proper empowerment. If you're ready to go far, you will see the input. If you're ready to go far, you will see the support. Mommies, I will tell you categorically that this time the president means business. When he said food security is possible now. If the president says do empowerment and when you win and live yourself for poverty, just give them the now wetin project end from the soil dey about. Now wetin the national women economic empowerment policy dey about. No more dependent mentality. Gimme. Anybody wey dey ask gimme where hand dey? This woman wey you say come meet us so, the woman get sense well. E dey responsible. You really look before you choose. Wetin I wan tell you na this woman. I want make you dey lift her up because wetin he talk today, he do well, he talk am well, and we happy as he come. We appreciate that woman. Wetin we dey talk na like say abeg, we dey on our knees so we dey beg you, Mr. President. We need money. We need money we need because we get land. We still get bulldozer. We want bulldozer. President, we want tractors. We want bulldozer.
I'm begging on behalf of the home. Please, we need support. Please, we need support. We need support. They have lost different things, but we never see anything. Please, madam, we need support. This is no emotion.
As the women of the South is ready, we hereby declare that Project End from the Soil in Edo State is officially launched. Rivers State is officially launched. Delta State is officially launched. Bayelsa State is officially launched. Officially launched in Akwa Ibom State. Project End from the Soil has officially been launched. What Project End from the Soil is doing is to bring all relevant stakeholders on board, from those that will fund, to those that will train, to those that will aid in processing, to those that will aid in exporting, the entire stakeholders that will see that there's process productivity or progress from farm to shelf. Delta is not a place for agitation, and it is not a place for conflict entrepreneurs to try anymore. Are you with us? Are you with the presidency? You are leaders in your own rights. Capable of turning this region into a beacon of hope, not just for Nigeria, but for the entire world. Let us commit to this journey together. Let us build a Niger Delta that our children will be proud to inherit.
It impress you to know that we are disarmed but not captured or enrolled under the Presidential Amnesty Program in July 2011.
Is a reality, and there's a drastic boost in food security.
I must thank our President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, for the concern when they get for people in different villages, they farm. One tells Mr. President, say for all these villages around Akoko, they farm. Then they're very serious. Now subsistence agriculture they do. If they see money going to mechanized agriculture or going to cooperative, they could improve on their yield, on their yielding.
Under the President Sends Me initiative, the Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement South Gift John Bull visited numerous villages, healthcare centers, schools, farmlands, and community leaders. She listened intently to local voices, gaining invaluable insights into the community's hopes for the administration. Through this initiative, every voice is heard, every perspective valued, and the people experience the real presence of the government.
Thank you for the government when you give me something.
Under the President Sends Me initiative, One Child, One Book initiative was unveiled. This initiative raises awareness for children's inclusion in all learning spheres. Under the President Sends Me initiative, visits to Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Efuru Warri, Delta State, reveal the challenges faced by healthcare workers and the community's pressing needs.
If I can.
Under the President Sends Me initiative, malaria eradication campaign was unveiled in South region. This campaign, led by the Office of the SSA to the President on Community Engagement, aims for zero malaria by focusing on prevention, control, and community-led action to change the narrative now.
I'm leaving today.
Under the President Sends Me initiative, Honorable Gift John Bull brought together key stakeholders to assess the impact of the Ogoni cleanup exercise and discuss strategies to mitigate the effects of oil spills.
Are longing to stray.
Under the President Sends Me initiative, the Office of the Senior Special Assistant on Community Engagement enabled South Nigerian culinary talents to showcase their skills on an international stage.
Wake up in a city.
As a fellow youth, Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Efuru Warri, Delta State, SSAP Honorable Gift John Bull engaged with students, sharing aspirations and exchanging ideas for students' empowerment.
Little town blues.
There was also a visit to Barako Kingdom in Ogoni River State as part of President Tinubu's Clean Drinking Water Initiative. A visit to a local processing rice plant in Okweka, Ideje, Community, Ethiopia West Local Government Area, Delta State. Engagement with cassava farmers in Yala, Cross River State regarding benefits from government schemes. Interaction with cocoa farmers in the Friar community, Cross River State. Numerous courtesy visits to community leaders across the region.
I want to be part of it. New York, New York, these vagabonds.
It's been an amazing experience, and we have seen that the South is a peace-loving people that are very industrious and willing, more than willing and ready to key into developing their communities under the Renewed Hope agenda. And there's one common denominating factor across all regions, and that is developing the agricultural sector and boosting food security. The women in these rural communities are ready to till the ground and ensure there's enough to feed the region, the country, and the whole continent, Africa.
Little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it.
From Cross River to Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Edo, Rivers, and Delta States, the Senior Special Assistant on Community Engagement, South-South, Honorable John Bull, also traveled the length and breadth of the South-South region, connecting with women farmers, learning their challenges and empowering their dreams. Another of the several initiatives, Project Earn from the Soil, launched alongside the Women Economic Empowerment WEE policy, has become a lifeline for thousands of women farmers. Through these programs, women are not only given confidence to cultivate their land, grow their income, and support their communities.
We've traveled from Cross River to Akwa Ibom, to Delta, to Edo, to Rivers, and then to Bayelsa. And the evidence and the result is that the numbers and the data that we have over 10,000 women across the 6 states in the South-South region that has been captured, that have shown interest, that have attended programs and registered to be part of cooperatives in this region. You know, we pick priority crops like rice, maize, cassava, oil palm, cocoa, and aquaculture, and the list will go on and on as we expand and take off today. So yes, the resilient women and creative industrious youth of the South-South region are willing and ready. We will be working closely with international development partners to ensure that Project Earn from the Soil is a reality, and there's a drastic boost in food security and women economic empowerment. We are also calling on all relevant stakeholders, government agencies, and parastatals to come on board to ensure that the South-South economy is developed and improved.
In old New York, if I can make it.
This is more than an economic initiative. It was truly a movement to bridge the gap between government and the people, igniting a spark of growth and hope in every community. As we look to the year ahead, the South-South community stands ready for even greater impact under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's committed leadership. A future built from the soil for the people.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let thank Honorable Gift John Bull.
Thank you, Mr. President, for sending Honorable Gift John Bull.
They should continue because we are enjoying it, Mr. President. I say thank you.
Say a very big thank you to our dear President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you very much. Indeed, the video speaks for itself. But one more time, can we please applaud the gesture of the SSA Community Engagement South-South. Thank you very much. Just a few acknowledgements here, and then we proceed. Let me, on your behalf, welcome the Organized Markets Men and Women Association, FCT. I welcome you. A team of 5 representatives coming from the Federal Ministry of Education. They are here, led by the Deputy Director of Special Duties. I welcome you. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, unarguably, Mr. President's commitment is so overwhelming. Regardless of issues and some artificial challenges coming from bad-tempered politicians, you cannot take it away from the fact that Mr. President means well for this country. It is revealing, regardless of all those who are bent on destroying government have been doing. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the President, the father of the nation, who in his instant has sent in a worthy ambassador to speak on his behalf. It is therefore my very singular honor to welcome His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, who has sent in a worthy representation. May I therefore welcome Engineer Abubakar Momo, Honorable Minister of Regional Development, as he comes for the presidential address. Can we please give him a resounding round of applause and keep the applause coming till he gets here. I welcome you.
Let me recognize the organizers of this very important event, Honorable Gift Jumbo. Let me also recognize the presence of our amiable traditional ruler from the Niger Delta region, that's in particular the Oyame Atuashe, the Olu of Warri. Let me also recognize the presence of other traditional rulers here present. I can see the Imam of Somorika, His Royal Majesty from Mosoga, and that of Ijere Kingdom. Let me also recognize the presence of the former governor of Cross River, who is also the guest speaker, Governor Donald Duke, and also Senator from Delta State, Senator Dafinone. I can see the chairman of Cross River State, APC, and a host of other important dignitaries here present today. I'm not able to mention your name, it's just because I'm not here, I'm not too convinced that you're here, but I know a number of persons are here across board. Speaking to you is the Minister of Regional Development, but the address I'm going to read is that of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, GCFR, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I go as follows. This is just brief remarks from the President. It gives me great joy to be part of this important program today. I am particularly encouraged to see distinguished leaders from this very important region of our country who are gathered here today, and other esteemed guests and patrons across the country. Today's event is significant because it serves as another milestone in our nation's journey to economic transformation of the country. We are here to unveil the national convergence for the renewed hope agenda of this administration as a strategic blueprint for national development, with the South-South region at the forefront of economic renaissance. This region is very blessed in natural resources beyond oil and gas. Apart from its rich cultural heritage, the South-South is blessed with extraordinary human capacity and talents in many fields of human endeavors that have done our country proud globally. When we properly harness the human and material resources, this region has the potential to embody the transformative potentials of Nigeria. Our presence here today, through the launch of the project Earn from the Soil, is a powerful declaration that we are committed to turning our non-oil resources into collective prosperity. Project Earn from the Soil is a food security initiative capable of transforming subsistence farming into robust, export-driven economic opportunities, thereby revolutionizing our agricultural landscape and ensuring national food security. In this wise, the vision of my administration is clear. By the year 2025, we position Nigeria as a leading agricultural export nation. To this end, my administration will give necessary support to the implementation of the laudable Project N from the soil to achieve its set objectives. Through this initiative, my administration wants to empower our citizens to be agents of economic prosperity. We are therefore not seeking traditional aid from our partners, but strategic support that transforms our economic ecosystem. I want to use this opportunity to tell our local and foreign investors to kindly invest in this very region. The South-South is open for business, just as the whole of Nigeria is ready for business. We are creating an ecosystem of opportunity, innovation, and sustainable growth. Our young people and women in particular must embrace this opportunity to be self-reliant. This is a charge to the young people from the South-South. You are the backbone of the transformation that is about to begin here. Your energy, creativity, and determination will drive Nigeria's economic revolution. My promise to Nigerians was to restore and renew their hope and confidence in their ability to excel. That promise is being fulfilled today, here and now. I wish all a successful event. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Having said that, let me also use this opportunity to appreciate Gift John Bull. I have actually watched her closely because I worked closely with my ministry over time. And from what we just see now, you can see that she has traversed the 6 states of the South-South in her activity to bring about this message closer to the grassroots. And she deserves to be supported, and I'm quite happy that Mr. President, in this address, has also promised to support this very project, Aim from the Soil. I think that being the case, that is additional fillip for you to move faster. But let me also use this opportunity to let us know that Niger Delta is not only known for oil, because the misinterpretation by many people believe that South-South, that is Niger Delta, is only known for oil. It is also very much rich in agriculture and solid minerals. If you go to the northern part of Edo State, from Okwela down to, in fact, the 2 major cement companies in Nigeria today are located in Edo North. Because of the presence of limestone, there are quite a number of mineral resources. I just want to use this opportunity to appeal to investors to come to the Niger Delta region, because it's a region where anything you need from this country can be found, from oil to agricultural resources and the rest of them. I think only 2 weeks ago, we also had an economic summit in Port Harcourt, and the purpose is to drive home all those opportunities that are available in the Niger Delta region. And agriculture, of course, is one of the main things, economic state of this country. And if you go to the Niger Delta region, we have good arable soil, very rich, although we are threatened by pollution and land degradation as a result of coastal erosion. Of course, a vast majority of the land, very, very fertile for agriculture. And if we'll take advantage of the presence of all these facilities in this region, I think the better for us. Having said that, I want to say thank you very much, and I have to thank you once again for being able to pull all this cream of gentlemen and ladies to attend this very summit. Once again, thank you very much.
Again, we thank His Excellency, Mr. President, through the nice lips of the Honorable Minister of Regional Development. Can we more time please applaud and appreciate Mr. President? Just before we go to the product launch, let me again welcome some of our guests who have been here since morning. With us on the platform, allow me to recognize Kasme Namani Nike, Country Representative, Commonwealth Youth Peace Ambassadors Network. I welcome you. And also Dr. Jenny Owumere Obioma, founder, president, P1 Group, and Insuraj, I'd like to welcome you. Also with us on the platform, ladies and gentlemen, Barrister Joe Onike, President, Oil Palm Growers Association of Nigeria, I welcome you. We have very large representation coming from the Ministry of Blue Economy, led by the Deputy Director of Special Duties, I welcome you. Also with us on the platform this lovely morning, the State Chairman of APC Cross River State and National Secretary of the Forum of APC State Chairmen in Nigeria, I welcome you, and of course, your host of very amazing persons who are here. I welcome all of you. Mr. President, with your kind permission, allow me to just loosen up this event a little bit. It's as if we are becoming just too cold. Please, for the sake of just, again, getting acquainted to our left and right neighbors, can you just turn to your neighbor and say welcome, but with your local dialect, please? No English, just say welcome to your neighbors. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, I find it a thing of joy at the instance of this event to welcome this very amazing monarch with us this lovely morning, His Royal Highness, Comrade Kadilo Kabari, Chief of Barako Kingdom, Gokana Local Government of Rivers State. I welcome you. Can we please put our hands together? This morning, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's at this time we'd like to launch the project End for the Soil. May I therefore again request that the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Community Engagement South-South, would you please nicely step forward as you handle this ceremony? Again, it's the 10 billion South-South Agricultural Pot Funds, which will be launched at this time. I welcome you.
Thank you very much. So this time, I'm not going to speak correct English, I'm going to speak Pidgin English. South-South, you not ready to feed Nigeria? South-South, you ready to feed West Africa? We feed Wam. We feed Wam. We feed grow enough food to feed ourselves. We feed grow enough food to export. You sure? We go do Amabi? Thank you very much. My royal fathers, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is an honor to welcome you all to this pivotal fundraising section of this gathering, where we introduce the beginning of a life-transforming initiative for the people of the South-South region. In the past 7 months, as mandated by the President, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, I and my team have reached out to the 6 states of the South-South region. 7 months of relentless ground-level research, community engagement, and deep listening have revealed an extraordinary truth. Our women and youth are not waiting for opportunities. They are creating them. They stand ready and prepared to till the ground of possibilities and cultivate a future far beyond mere survival from oil and gas. Our journey began with conversations, thousands of them, with women in cooperative societies, with young entrepreneurs dreaming of agricultural innovation, with communities who have long understood that their lands hold more promises than their current circumstances suggest. The President listened, we learned, and most importantly, the President, His Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, is committed to a vision where economic empowerment is not a distant promise, but an immediate, tangible reality. On July 18, 2024, we launched Project End from the Soil, a tool towards the implementation of the Women's Economic Empowerment Policy, This is not a top-down intervention, but a grassroots movement rising from the collective aspirations of community participation. The common denominator here is that women and youths are ready to till the ground. Today, we present to you our goal of fundraising 10 billion naira, Project N from the Soil Community Trust Fund. This fund is designed to revolutionize agriculture in Nigeria's South-South region. Thank you, please. This is a comprehensive movement aimed at empowering communities, particularly women, and unlocking the immense agricultural potentials that has remained dormant for far too long. We see a thriving region beyond oil and gas. Thank you. The South-South region is a treasure of agricultural resources: cassava, rice, cocoa, oil palm, and aquaculture. Yet, its true potential has been stifled a little by systematic challenges in processing, packaging, and export readiness. Raising this community trust fund of 10 billion naira is strategically designed to bridge these critical gaps, creating an ecosystem that transforms agricultural potential into economic prosperity. At the heart of this initiative is a commitment to women's economic empowerment. Women and youth are the beacon and backbone of our rural and semi-urban communities. And by investing in their capabilities, we are not just supporting individuals, but an entire economic landscapes. Our projects align seamlessly with the Women's Economic Empowerment Policy, providing cooperative societies with tools, resources, and advanced processing technologies to compete on the global stage. The 10 billion naira trust fund we are raising collectively represents a comprehensive strategy to empower cooperative societies with cutting-edge processing and packaging resources, ensure international and standard product quality, drive export readiness for Nigerian agricultural products, and also promote sustainable development through reliable governance and environmental stewardship. What we are asking for here today, to the proposed esteemed advisory board and partners, your expertise, your networks, and resources are critical for the success of this Project N from the Soil Community Trust Fund. We hope to raise, in a duration of 6 months, a total of 10 billion naira for the Project N from the Soil Community Trust Fund. We invite you, thank you, to join us in shaping this transformative journey. Your involvement will lend credibility to the fund and attract further investments. Your involvement will also guide strategic decisions, ensuring alignment with global best practices, and help us monitor and evaluate impact, ensuring every naira invested achieves tangible results. Remember, we are building this vision through strategic partnerships with global and local organizations that share our transformative goals. We call on the UN Women, who will ensure gender inclusivity. The World Bank and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, we hope, will provide technical and financial expertise. The FAO and organizations like Do Take Action, Sestrat Global, Crown Tomorrow, and a host of others will mobilize grassroots participation and ensure accountability. By the end of today, we would set up a technical working group to this effect for transparency and accountability. And here is the vision ahead. By May 2025, we propose to disburse the first tranche of funds raised in securing mechanized agricultural tools, establishing export-ready hubs across the 6 states of the South-South region. By the end of 2025, we envision a South-South region bustling with economic activities, cooperative societies processing, packaging, and exporting products, creating sustainable jobs, and contributing significantly to Nigerians' economic diversification. Thank you. Through this fund, we intend to we are creating pathways to prosperity that can serve as a model for transformation across Nigeria and Africa. To launch this fundraising, we invite the following dignitaries here present, the First Ladies of the 6 states of the South-South region that are ably represented here today. We also invite country directors. We also invite noble organizations like the UN Women, the World Bank, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We also invite FAO, Do Take Action, Albright Stonebridge, BOI, BOA, NEXIM, REA, the Ministry of Budget and Planning to join us on the podium as we take a picture together. And also our dignitaries seated at the front row seat. Together, we can boldly declare the 10 billion naira Project N from the Soil Community Trust Fund will be a success. Thank you. Let us make the 10 billion naira Project N from the Soil Community Trust Fund a testament to what's possible when vision, partnership, and commitments converge. Thank you. Thank you, please. May we all come to the stage, dignitaries and the organizations. Yes, please, for a photograph. Thank you, my royal fathers and the distinguished guests. Thank you, Your Excellency.
is the name of the minister, this is my name. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Whilst we're having this photographic memories moment, or this putting these moments into photographic memories, I'd like to recognize a few guests. The Executive Director, Women in Agricultural Research Center, Dr. Eunice Emmanuel, I welcome you. The Honorable Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Ayodele Wisdom Olawande, is here represented by Comrade Dotun Omole, I welcome you. Let me also welcome Honorable Yusuf Suleiman, Principal Special Assistant to the Benue State Government, I welcome you. Urobo Youth Leaders Association, I welcome you. Let me also, by way of nice gesture, welcome, representing the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, the Director of Special Duties, I welcome you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Ambassador Professor Julius Oyedemi Olani JP, I welcome you. Honorable Peters Egba, Immediate Past Commissioner for Industries in Cross River State, I welcome you. I also welcome Chief John Ode, I welcome you. Mr. John Oga, I welcome you. And also with us this lovely, it's already afternoon, I'd like to welcome the Chairman, APC South-South Forums, FCT, I welcome you. And also with us is the representative of the Honorable Minister, Special Duties and Intergovernment Affairs, Dr. Cyprian Bakol, I welcome you. I'd like to welcome very specially the Women Leader, APC Edo State. Thank you for coming through. Barrister Ishmael Ahmed is here represented, former SSAP, ably represented, I welcome you. May I give special recognition to Honorable Roland Igbadome. Again, I'd like to recognize Honorable Roland Igbadome, aka Youngest Woodman. I welcome you. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be all for recognition at the time as we proceed with the program. Suleiman, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go for the next program on our agenda, I would love to welcome Comrade Dotun Omole, representative of the Honorable Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Ayodele Olawande. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to witness a story of courage, resilience, and innovation, a shining example of how grassroots effort can drive sustainable development and create lasting impact. The Bayelsa Women in Agriculture is a movement powered by women who have turned challenges into opportunities. These women are not only feeding their communities, but also reshaping the narrative of agriculture in Nigeria. Today's presentation will showcase their incredible journey, how they've embraced modern agricultural practices, overcoming environmental challenges, and fostered economic empowerment in the South-South region. As we watch this presentation, let's remember that the seeds of progress are often planted at the grassroots level, and these women are a testament to the transformative power of determination and collaboration. Please sit back and enjoy this inspiring story of innovation and impact. The women, Bayelsa Women in Agriculture, please. Please, a round of applause for them.
Great Nigerian people! Great Nigerian people! We are great people. Good afternoon. His Excellency, our President, our Father, ably represented by our Minister. I want to greet all our Royal INSs and everybody present here. You're all dignitaries, you are all welcome. I am Ebiere Juliana Akobasa, the APC state woman leader for Bayelsa State, and I'm here with my women to present a short drama to show how we produce agricultural products in Bayelsa State. I'm sure you are going to enjoy it, and after the show, you are going to purchase some of the items from the exhibition center. Nene.
Mom, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the Bayelsa women in agriculture. They are here to demonstrate on how they are planting water yam, plantain, cassava, and the fisherwoman is already here to show you how we do our fishing. Now we are starting from the woman with the cassava farm, a water yam, and now she's about clearing our farm. You can see that she's clearing the farm and she's tilling right now, and she has started with the planting of the water yam, and you can see that the water yam have started growing. It has started growing. The water yam is growing. You can see it is growing, and it's growing to maturity, and any moment from now it will be harvested. Now it has gone to the stage of harvest, and now she wants to harvest the water yam. The water yam farmer is trying to harvest the water yam. She wants to harvest it. You can see that she's cutting the leaf off from the water yam, and now the water yam, she wants to harvest it. Wow! Very big water yam is here. You can see water yam. Oh, very good one. It's a good one. Now, the second person is the one that is about planting cassava. This is how we plant cassava. You can see how with the stem, and there is a way you place the stem. That cassava stem will not grow. But now she's putting it the right way so that it will grow. Now you can see her planting it. She has already cleared the grasses. She has tilled it. Now she's planting it. And you can see the cassava started growing. Cassava is growing, and now it has grown to maturity. She wants to harvest the cassava. She's about harvesting it. Now the cassava is coming out. You can see she's harvesting the cassava. She's cutting the stem to harvest it. Yeah, cassava is out. She has harvested the cassava. A very big cassava. Wow. Now you come to the planting farmer. The woman is here to demonstrate on how we plant plantain. And starting with the sucker, she wants to clear the grasses on her farm. And now after the clearing of the grasses, she will till. And she is now planting the plantain right now. The sucker is already on the soil. You can see that the plantain is growing. Right now the plantain is growing. It's growing, the plantain is growing. Oh, plantain is growing. And now it has grown to maturity. She will come to the matured plantain. Right now she is clearing the grass. It has due for harvest. Now she wants to harvest, and you can see the plantain cannot be harvested in the up. But she caught the middle and she caught the plantain. Wow, that is a very big plantain. She has caught the plantain. Oh, plantain has been harvested. Wow. You can see the plantain. This is what we use in KKF. Beautiful. Now the woman, the fisherwoman is here. She is here to do the fishing. Wow. You can see the plantain woman. She is carrying the plantain, and it's not easy for her to carry. That is why, Mr. President, our Father, we want you to provide mechanized farming for the women so that farming will be sweet. Now the fisherwoman is here. She wants to show you on how we do our fishing. She wants to fish right now. She have come to the riverside, and before she will start fishing, you hear her the way they demonstrate. She is demonstrating on how to catch. She is demonstrating, trying to catch the fish. Whoa! These are all what they do before starting the fishing. She is here trying to catch the fish. You can see that the fish is struggling hard. She is also struggling to get it. The fish is running for its dear life, and she also is trying to catch the fish. Yes, she is demonstrating on how she can get the fish. Oh, I can see a very big fish. Wow! There is a very big one. A big fish is out. plantain, fish, and we have some oil, some keg of oil, and we have even water yam on ground that the women want to present to the president. So after now, the president can use it and cook kekefia, which is called KKL. And we have another one for our essay here that we are here for Mrs. Honorable Gift Jumbo. We have some produce for her. We have plantain for KKF, dry fish, oil, crayfish, and all others. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Can we please put our hands together for the Bayelsa women, please? Their presentation has actually wowed all of us. One more time, can we give them a round of applause? Mr. President, may I request for a brief interlude to enable us clear up the stage area. May I recognize with us on the platform the lady of style, always looking so elegant, with a very overwhelming presence, Honorable Stella Ukotete, Executive Director of Business Development of the Nexim Bank. I welcome you. Can we please welcome her with a round of applause? May I welcome the national leader, Umigbo United Assembly, Princess Nana Modupe, I welcome you. And my friends are here, Mr. Ode, the uncommon comedian, and Last Prophet, both of which are very fantastic comedians. Can we please give them a round of applause? The Niger Delta Council of Chiefs are well represented by Chief Efe Olowo. I welcome you. Chief Efe Olowo, I welcome you. I beg your pardon. Professor Akpufure Rim Ruke is here, Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Petroleum Resources, EFRU, who's here represented by Mrs. Beatrice from the University of Petroleum Resources. I welcome you. Thank you for that beautiful presentation. Mr. President acknowledges your message and we treat accordingly. One more time, can we please put our hands together for the Bayelsa women? Aizo! Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recognize very appropriately His Royal Highness Mene Kadilo Kabari, the natural and paramount ruler of Barako Ancient Community of Ogoniland, River State, former CTC chairman of Gokana Local Government Area, member Governing Council of the University of Port Harcourt, and the convener Ogoni Beyond Oil and Politics. I welcome you. I welcome you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, a form will be disbursed. Let's allow them for their presentation. Please hold on, media. Hold on. Thank you. One more time, can we please give these women a rousing round of applause for their excellent performance and presentation? Thank you very much. I was going to say this. Commitment forms will be given, which will serve as the large platform for the port menu, especially on how to raise funds, to which we've launched today. So when these forms are brought to you, please do well to accept them and then fill them in English language, please. Thank you very much. Suleiman.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the next item on our agenda. And this next moment is one you've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves because we are about to hear from a game changer, a visionary whose legacy continues to inspire change and innovation across Nigeria. When you hear the name Donald Duke, you think of a man who didn't just hold office, but redefined leadership. As the governor of River State, he didn't settle Cross River State. As the governor of Cross River State, he didn't settle for the ordinary, he set the bar extraordinary high. Under his leadership, Cross River became a beacon of development and creativity. He gave Nigeria the internationally renowned Tinapa Resort, a sprawling business and tourism hub that repositioned the state as a global destination. And let's not forget the Calabar Carnival. What started as a local event blossomed into Africa's biggest street party, bringing global attention and thousands of tourists to the region every year. But the story doesn't end there. Donald Duke transformed Cross River State from a state facing significant economic challenges into one of the nation's leading examples of sustainable development. He didn't just build infrastructure, he built futures. He believed in nurturing the next generation of leaders, in empowering communities, and in creating opportunities where none existed. Now, as a thought leader, he continues to push for national development through grassroots engagement. He believes that the foundation of every tribal nation is built on the empowerment of its people, and his leadership is a testament to this. Today, he is here with us to speak on community engagement, a panacea for national development. Get ready for a masterclass in leadership and the boundless possibilities that come when we come together as a people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a thunderous round of applause for a man who has not only changed the course of a state, but is helping to shape the future of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you His Excellency Donald Duke.
Thank you. I enjoy that, actually. Thank you very much. The representative of the President, Engineer Momoh, and Minister for Regional Development, distinguished Senator Daffy Noneh, Your Majesties, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me commend the gift for the incredible energy she has brought to this office. It's such a pioneering effort. And you know, when appointments are made and offices are allotted, you sometimes wonder what the office is all about. I'm still trying to wonder what your office is all about, because the amount of energy you bring into it, right, it's all embracing, and I really want to commend you for this. Well done. Having said that, we had our engagement, her trying to bring me to this podium this morning, and while I said in principle that yes, I'll come, she was wondering, what does he mean by principle? Is he coming or is not coming? So I said, no, I'm waiting for my ticket. I live in Lagos. By the way, I woke up at 4:30 this morning to get here. 4:30. So I'm a bit sleepy. Now, she did not provide me a ticket. She's not providing me an honorarium. I have a song for you. Cost of living gets so high, the rich and poor, them start to cry. So when I leave here, we're going to your office, and I'm going to get it, okay? But honestly, I want to commend you for the amount of energy you've brought into your work. And this is what is required of all of us if we're going to change our environment. The beauty of our nation is in its diversity. From its myriad of ethnic groups, we're a mosaic of small kingdoms like a quilt, amalgamated by providence into a single nation. Made of perhaps adjudged the most dynamic people of Negro descent. And the threads that hold this quilt together are the minorities running from the north to the south, east to the west. The South-South region being a twine in this equation. This amalgam of nations, if it were limited to the so-called tripod of three major tribes, will not stand. The Almighty, in His infinite wisdom, introduced the threads that bind us together. And just as in a mosaic with clashing colors, some riotous, others somber, it is the dynamic of conflicting colors hues and tones that makes Nigeria an unforgettable experience. From its cataclysmic Durbars in the Hausa Fulani north, to the aggressive sway of the cultural gate of the Yorubas in the west, to the feisty Atilogo of the Igbos in the east, the majestic plumage of the traditions of Edo Kingdom, and the intoxicating dances of the riverine South-South. There's beauty to behold, north, south, east, and west, not to talk of the incredible mineral wealth that spans throughout the nation. Unfortunately, what should be our strength has been converted to a weakness, and a very debilitating one. The question then is, why? Why do we not see or fail to see the beauty of this masterpiece called Nigeria? The answer, after much search, resonates in one word: inadequacy. Our divisions stem from our economic inadequacies. Let me explain. Even though we profess religiosity, we worship the same Creator, albeit in different ways and manner, but just as dancers have different steps to the same music, the steps may be different, but it's rhythm that sways us. However, due to the inadequacy of the dancing floor, we excite our differences as opportunities to create space. That is the problem of Nigeria. Where we come from has never been an issue. It is in the DNA of humans to espouse the wholesomeness of their clan, ethnic, tribal, or other groupings as superior to others. Everywhere in the world, it is the same. The English feel superior to the Welsh, to the Scottish, or the Irish. Amongst the Germanic people, the Saxons feel elevated to the Goth or Vandals, Franks or Alemanni, and vice versa. The Chinese are not monolithic, contrary to general perception, each able to justify in their own way their perceived superiority. This, however, has not led to the deprivation of its groupings in the acknowledgement that we are only as strong as our weakest link. So rather than the principle of survival of the fittest, it should rather be unity for strength. But as Martin Luther King once said, we must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. And it is this economic potential that I would like to harp upon this morning. Perhaps one of the best examples of an amalgamated diversity is the United States of America. Her founding fathers determined that their bond will be based on shared principles, values, and economic prosperity, rather than blood ties and geography, under the grand norm of liberty, democracy, republicanism, via representation of the people, and federalism. In realization of the diversity, so they coined their motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. There is no better fitting description to the aspirations of our founding fathers here in Nigeria. The Americans then went further to hold the right the right to hold property and guarantee the legitimate aspiration of property, knowing fully well that it is wealth that creates stake. Where one has no wealth or stake in wealth, ties are weak. And this they enshrined into their constitution. We have in our motto, unity and faith, peace and progress. Whilst aspirational, it does not address the kernel of our nation. For without the essential element of justice, unity and faith remains in the realm of sloganeering, peace and progress delusional. One institution that is nationally acclaimed as lacking is the judiciary. the Nigerian judiciary has been so belittled by its actors to the extent that citizens and foreigners alike are despondent when it comes to submission. Business establishments, local and foreign, would rather subject themselves to foreign arbitration or adjudication, as humiliating as this ought to be to us Nigerians. Disputes go on for years on end to the detriment of justice, contrary to the first principle of law, which is justice delayed is justice denied. This subject matter is better left as is, rather than further elucidation. But for us to make any meaningful progress as a nation, judicial reform is a sine qua non, simply stated, an indispensable condition. Let me address the bond that is meant to bind us as a people. For me, the kernel of the existence of government is to ensure the utmost productivity of her citizens within a safe and orderly environment. This is economic. Firstly, it details what investments the government and the people should address: education, skills acquisition. Education does not provide a skill. Education that does not provide a skill that is tradable to earn an income is hollow. Secondly, healthcare. Productivity of an individual requires a healthy body. In other words, we're talking of a skilled mind in a healthy body. Third, infrastructure. As a catalyst for productivity, the provision of infrastructure, be it roads, rail, sea, and airports, telecommunications, etc., are facilitators to enhance productivity. On its own, infrastructure without skills and adequate healthcare, society won't be making any meaningful progress. So infrastructure remains at best a facilitator for growth. In this modern era, technology, particularly information technology, is that tool that would enable us make great leaps at this time. My acronym for this is skills, S, health, H, infrastructure, I, and technology, T, aka shit. Our productivity is impaired by our fiscal and monetary policies. We appear to have a monetary policy that seems to address mainly inflation. Inflationary trends in Nigeria are largely tied to high energy costs, bloated cost of governance, and inflated contracts. And seemingly, the monetary response is increase the rate of interest to mop up or stem liquidity or oversupply of money. This is interesting because majority of our citizens are broke. What we have is too much money in too few hands. ₦1 billion in one hand does not increase the amount of food consumed, but same amount in 1,000 hands makes all the difference. This interest rate policy, besides inhibiting growth, is also inflationary. At an average lending rate of 35%, most businesses will contract and cost of production will certainly go up. It is the consumer that bears the brunt, as production costs also inflate accordingly. I have never been able to fathom the logic of high interest rates, which we have been practicing for years without the intended results. Affordable credit is one of the drivers, indeed a cornerstone for growth. With Nigeria's unemployment hovering in the upper 40%, an aggressive growth policy ought to be pursued. This will not be achieved under a regime of high interest rates, which is a disincentive to borrow and invest. We ought to ask ourselves, what are our comparative advantages? I would identify a few of them as, besides our diversity as a nation, which is an incredible blessing, our large youthful population and energy. 60% of our population are between the high productive bracket of 18 to 45. A great number of these unemployed. The other comparative advantage we have is energy. Nigeria possesses perhaps all energy sources known to man, from its crudest form, which is human, also known as slavery, but human, to hydrocarbons, coal, petroleum and gas, solar and wind, uranium. Uranium was discovered in Kano, in the Kano area as early as 1952, in quantities far exceeding that in our neighboring Niger Republic. And of course, lithium, which is the new kid on the block, as exemplified by recent finds in Nasarawa State and environs. It is therefore preposterous that we are energy deficient. But worse, whatever little we make of it or provide to our people, we want to sell it to them at international prices. And this is where I disagree with where we are going. Under the bridgehead called subsidy, I make bold to say the biggest scam that the IMF and the Bretton Woods institutions have foisted on the Nigerian state is the word subsidy. If a farmer, like this lovely ladies who gathered here moments back, grows 10 tons of cassava, sells 9, and keeps 1 for domestic consumption, would that be termed subsidizing domestic consumption? Will the domestic be able to produce 10 tons without consuming the 1 at an affordable rate? Why do we flare vast quantities of gas, of fuel, then turn around and send the same gas for domestic use at international price? We ought to use what we've got to get what we want. Our comparative advantage must be used for us. The price of our energy has never been subsidized. And I want to say this not flippantly, because I used to be a member of the National Economic Intelligence Committee. And under Professor Sam Aluko late, we really discussed it, because then we were getting to the arguments with the NNPC, are we subsidizing, are we doing this, we're doing that. And we came up, we're not. We're consuming what is ours. If we were importing the product wholesale, right, and the cost of landing is far in excess of what we can afford, and the government says, okay, we're going to step in to bring it down a bit, that is subsidy. But this is a different case. The price of our energy has never been subsidized. It is ours. It is not that we import it and sell it at a lower price to consumers. The processing cost is nowhere near what we sell it for. If you take pepper to the market for grinding, you pay for the cost of the grinding. After grinding, the ground pepper is yours. So besides the cost of grinding and the production cost, I fail to find where the subsidy lies. This farce has grown to such an extent and stemmed our growth. Surely we can afford to equate our energy prices with affordability. The disposable income of our people is dismally low, one of the lowest in the world. Our policy should rather be making energy prices so affordable that it becomes an incentive for domestic and foreign investors. Just as cheap labor once was an attraction for Western investors to China, today Vietnam, India, and Cambodia are exploiting this to their advantage. The concern that we will be subsidizing our neighbors does not hold. We cannot instill pain on our people due to our inability to police our borders. It is akin to cutting our nose to spite our face. Judging our economic well-being to the value of the naira is not altogether right also. The value of one's currency equates with our worth. In an environment where demand outstrips supply, common sense requires we stem demand while striving to grow supply. There are several things we ought not to be importing with the knowledge that each import creates jobs overseas at our expense. We must strive to add local value to as many imports to not only create jobs at home and of course stimulate productivity, but encourage technology transfer. Take for instance, household electronics. We literally import fully assembled electronics, household, whatever, air conditioners, television, and all that, under the guise of free trade. Couldn't we bring them down in completely knocked down parts, thereby creating assembly jobs, avail of our spare parts, and in the process, fathom the technology that drives these innovations? Free trade presupposes equality. You cannot free trade with China or the developed world without being at the short end. And if we must import from others, we must concurrently demand for trade balance. If I buy so much from you, then you either buy so much back from me or at least invest like some in my economy. Trade balance is a panacea for economic growth, and it's something that is really lacking. You don't hear frequently any longer balance of trade. It's so lopsided, we've become totally an importing nation at our expense. So besides justice and economic system, the safety environment is crucial. The question then must be asked, how well are we doing on these fronts? Do we have the requisite manpower trained to properly police our nation? At the end of it all, do we possess the necessary know-how and will to do what is right for our people? And let me add this, and I really want to commend this administration and commend the president particularly. The tax bills that have been sent is a sure step to refigure this country. And those who have criticized it have done so out of prejudice or ignorance. Most have not even read it. Our tax laws were so lopsided that the consumer, where the money was being spent, was not reciprocated. It is that anomaly that that bill strives to correct. And I really want to commend the administration, commend the president, and urge that we should not back off on this one. I think we need to educate our lawmakers, and our people, not just the lawmakers, but take the citizenry, the prejudice that has been woven around this bill, I think we can do without. To surmise, the promotion of economic growth and development, enhancing social cohesion, encouraging cooperation and exchanging goods and services amongst the different regions and states. In other words, shared prosperity and the strengthening of national institutions, primarily education, health, and the justice system and governance, is the way forward at this time. Now you would ask, so what was the South-South about? My address is not harping solely on the South-South. I spoke about it to some extent. I'm looking at a wholesome picture of a great and beautiful Nigerian nation that the Almighty has given us, and that each one of us, each sector of this country, breaking it down, each local government has something to add to the whole. It's not enough to say the states are the political structure. No, the states should first be economic structures, then the politics will come off thereafter. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for waking up early to to honor Gift. Gift, I really wish you the best, and I know you're going somewhere. I don't know where you're going, but you are going somewhere. And may wherever you're going be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give a warm round of applause to His Excellency Donald Duke for his remarkable keynote address on community engagement, a panacea for national development. His words have been both enlightening and inspiring, reminding us of the essential role that community engagement plays in our collective journey towards national development. His Excellency Donald Duke's vast experience and leadership have truly illuminated the path we must take to empower our communities, fostering growth and unity for a stronger Nigeria. As we move forward in today's program, let us keep in our mind the key lessons we've learned and think about how we can all contribute to fostering community-driven development in our respective areas. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. And before I call on my co-anchor, Mr. Philip Renner, I would love to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Tunde Rahman, SSA Media and Special Duties to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I would also love to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Charles Odi, DG Smeden. You are welcome, sir. Mr. Philip, please.
Thank you. A few additional recognitions before the next keynote. With us this lovely afternoon is Royal Highness Prince Emmanuel Botu Diolotu, former National Head of Surveillance, IPMAN Presidency. I welcome you. He's the Sebiri Kingdom on Burutu. I welcome you. Thank you very much. And also Chief Premier Bello, Chief Coordinator, South-South, and Extra Communities, Farmers. I welcome you. Let me also welcome very specially Honorable Kovier Andrew from the Presidency, Office of the National Mathematical Center. I welcome you. Can we please put our hands together for all of them? Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, speaking on the topic, economic diversification of the South-South region beyond oil and gas. It's a very meticulous gentleman, a man who has risen to very enviable heights from the Red Chamber of the National Assembly. May I therefore welcome our second keynote speaker, the distinguished Senator Ede Dafinonu, representing the Delta Central Senatorial District, as he stepped forward here for the keynote. Shall we please put our hands together for him?
Thank you very much. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here represented by the Honorable Minister of Regional Development, Engineer Abubakar Momo, sir. Our convener here today, Honorable Gift John Bull, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement. And at this point, with your kind permission, I'd like to lean on the existing protocols. I want to recall my first meeting with Honorable Gift. We sat in her fairly small office, and we talked about the problems of our unemployed youth, our teeming unemployed youth. And we recognized that there were two key problems that the youth were faced with. One, lack of jobs for them to be employed in, which coincidentally is actually a global affair. And two, lack of credit for them to finance their individual businesses. And if you allow me to digress a little bit, we came up with a potential solution. You see, 40 years ago, a young man looking for investors in his business would have to write a detailed feasibility study, go off to the bank, get collateral in order to finance his business. But with modern technology, that one large step of learning the process and also writing the feasibility has been taken out of the equation. Any young man or woman can today go on the internet and get a business model that will enable them to set up a tiling factory, a light factory, whatever they want to do, and also learn the processes involved in establishing that business. So the remaining middle step would be to provide collateral. And I suggested to GIFT that afternoon that if the government was to take a gamble and make available credit for 1 million young people, on the guise that only 5% of them would default, it could actually start an incredible wave of young entrepreneurs taking off in this country. Because really, there are no new jobs, and there will never be enough jobs for young people. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me face the topic I came here for. I speak today not as a legislator, but as a son, a proud son of the South South, a region blessed with immense natural wealth and unparalleled potential. For very many decades, the South-South region has fueled Nigeria's economic engine, providing the oil and gas that have built skyscrapers, funded infrastructure, and sustained our national revenue. Yet very, very sadly, the story of our people tells a much different tale, a tale of environmental degradation, economic exclusion, and unfulfilled promises. We gather here today at a critical juncture. While oil has provided significant revenue for Nigeria, it has also chained the South-South to a mono-economy, leaving us vulnerable to global oil market shocks, and more importantly, perhaps, neglecting the development of other sectors. Even more pressing is the undeniable reality of a global shift towards renewable energy, signaling the waning of oil's dominance as a source of energy. Globally, the trend is towards diversification. Countries like the UAE and Saudi Arabia have demonstrated how oil-dependent regions can transition to knowledge-based, diversified economies. Norway, for example, has long been a major oil producer, but it has worked very, very hard to diversify its economy and reduce its dependency on oil revenues by successfully leveraging sovereign wealth funds and investments in green technology. Chile, a country with abundant copper reserves, faced similar challenges with reliance on a single resource. While not an oil economy, its shift from a mineral-dependent economy to a diversified one offers valuable lessons. Chile has worked to develop sectors such as agriculture, fisheries, and forestry alongside its mining industry. The country is today one of the world's largest exporters of fruit and wine. The South-South can draw from these examples while leveraging our unique resources, geographical position, and abundant human capital. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction are dire, but so too are the opportunities. The Niger Delta is more than oil. The Honorable Minister said that in his presentation. It's a region brimming with resources, talent, and innovation. As stakeholders, we must redefine our vision and take actionable steps to diversify our economy. Together, we can transform our region from one reliant on oil to a model of sustainable prosperity. Let me look at a little of our background. See, the Niger Delta, rich in natural resources, has an estimated 38 billion barrels of crude oil reserves and currently accounts for about 90% of the nation's export earnings. The region is undeniably vital to the Nigerian state. However, our heavy reliance on oil has resulted in environmental disasters, economic stagnation in other sectors, and deep social inequities. The issues of environmental challenges, economic overdependence, and social consequences compel us to rethink our approach and prioritize economic diversification. The question is not whether we should move beyond oil, but how quickly we can harness our region's potential to build a sustainable and inclusive economy. Oil as a double-edged sword. While oil has fueled national development, it has also marginalized local communities. Entire ecosystems in areas like Ogoniland and Ibeno have been destroyed. The fishing industry, once the lifeblood of riverine communities like Bonny and Brass, has been decimated by pollution. According to the World Bank, oil-dependent economies often face slower growth in non-oil sectors, a phenomenon often referred to as the resource curse. Today, as the global economy pivots towards sustainability, we must ask ourselves, what is the future for the South-South? We have a population of about 36 million, 42% of those being youth, that is between the ages of 15 to 35. Will we then remain shackled to a resource that is gradually losing its relevance? Or will we rise to redefine our economy and unlock the full potential of our region? It's not just a question of survival, but one of legacy, a chance to leave a better South-South for future generations. I've identified 6 pillars for redefining the South-South economy, and I'll start with the first. The first, agricultural renaissance, which I've termed feeding the future. You see, the South-South is blessed with fertile land and favorable climate for agriculture. Cassava, oil palm, raffia palm, cocoa, rubber, and timber are just a few of the agricultural commodities that can serve as our economic mainstay. Our 2.7 million hectares of arable land, which are capable of growing over 27 major crop varieties and abundant waterways, hold the key to an agricultural revolution. For example, the vast farmlands of Delta State are ideal for large-scale cassava and rice farming. In Edo State, oil palm plantations, combined with modern processing plants, can drive industrial growth. Bayelsa State's extensive creeks can support aquaculture projects, creating a thriving fishing industry to meet local and international demand. By investing in these irrigation, mechanization, and cooperative farming schemes, we can transform these resources into the engines of prosperity. I've listed here some practical steps towards that, and I will just quickly gloss over them for want of time. So investing in infrastructure, for example, we could build irrigation systems, a better rural road network, and modern storage facilities. And those are important because they've been shown that they could reduce post-harvest losses by an estimated 40% by the FAO. For farmers, we could establish training centers in regions like Yenagoa and Sapele to teach modern farming techniques. Models such as the Songhai model in River State have already demonstrated the transformative power of agricultural innovation. Let me move to the second pillar, which is ecotourism and cultural heritage. The lush mangroves of Akwa Ibom's Ibaka region and the pristine beaches of Cross Rivers, Calabar, provide ideal sites for ecotourism. The annual Calabar Carnival, started by my good friend and brother, His Excellency Donald Duke, already a global attraction, can be further enhanced by integrating eco-tours of the surrounding rainforest and wildlife reserves. River states, waterways, and vibrant cultural festivals and festivals in Bonny can draw global attention if properly marketed and supported with sustainable infrastructure, such as eco-lodges and cultural museums. Our potential annual tourism revenue is today estimated at $1.2 billion, with a potential for 250,000 to 350,000 direct jobs. The third pillar is renewable energy. Because the abundant sunlight in states like Bayelsa and Delta offer an opportunity to establish solar farms which can create a theoretical 427 megawatts of energy. Cross Rivers biomass resources derived from its rich forestry reserves can be harnessed for bioenergy projects. And in Akwa Ibom, wind energy projects along the coastal region can complement these efforts. These renewable energy initiatives can provide electricity to underserved communities and create a potential 180,000 to 250,000 green jobs. And this would position the South-South as a leader in Africa's transition to clean energy. The fourth pillar is harnessing the blue economy. The South-South's coastal geography offers immense opportunities in the blue economy, encompassing fisheries, tourism, and maritime trade. Some of the practical steps in going forward would be to establish fish farms in states like Akwa Ibom and Bayelsa to address Nigeria's $1 billion annual fish import bill. Communities like Ogbia and Bayelsa have already shown the viability of small-scale aquaculture. Port modernization. Upgrade